Most people have at least heard of organ donations before. It means simply giving an organ of yours. In the case of our presentation, we're going to be focusing on the kidney specifically to someone else who needs it. It's so important to donate because you would be saving the life of a person in need. Donating not only helps the person that you give a kidney to, but it shortens the list of people waiting and moves another person up on that list and closer to the help that they need as well. A transplanted kidney lasts normally about 15 to 20 years, meaning a donor gives the receiver about 15 to 20 years of their life back. A person is added to the transplant list about every 10 minutes, and 82% of those people are waiting for a kidney. That means 100,000 people are currently on the waiting list for a kidney transplant.
So as Laura mentioned, our focus is primarily on kidney transplants. So just a little review of what the kidneys are, what they do. We have two of them, and they're a vital part of our urinary system. Although they're only the size of a fist, the two kidneys perform the important task of filtering and returning fluid to the bloodstream. So each day the kidneys filter and return approximately 200 quarts or 50 gallons of fluid, which is kind of a lot when you think about it. Kidneys also release a hormone that regulates blood pressure and controls the production of red blood cells. So kidney donations kind of come into play when the functions of these kidneys start to decline or stop working altogether. This is called chronic kidney disease, and eventually it leads to kidney failure. If caught early on, kidney disease can sometimes be treated successfully. However, if the disease progresses to the later stages, options such as dialysis or a kidney transplant must be discussed. So dialysis is a treatment in which a machine does the work of a kidney. This is a great option. However, the machine is only able to do 10 to 15% of what a healthy functioning kidney does. So obviously people would much rather have a kidney donor and do a kidney transplant, but it's often very difficult to find a matching kidney, so most people end up turning to dialysis.
Now we're going to be talking about living donations. Since over 100,000 people in the United States are currently on the waiting list for kidney transplant, those requiring a kidney tend to wait 3 to 5 years to receive it. And yet this number only increases every day. For instance, every 14 minutes somebody's added to this list. As a result of this very lengthy process, over 8,000 patients either die before they can receive a transplant or become too sick to actually undergo the procedure. Thankfully, each year, over 5,000 people are able to receive kidneys through the generosity of living donors. Kidneys are the most common organ to be donated, and this involves a donor undergoing a surgical procedure to transplant one of his or her kidneys to a recipient. The donor's kidney actually enlarges after the process. In this way, it's able to do the work of two kidneys, so that the kidney's functions are not inhibited by the procedure. Now, some may wonder why living donations occur when it's also possible to receive kidneys from deceased donors. While both are very important and save thousands of lives every year, the kidneys from living donors are actually preferred because they last twice as long as kidneys from deceased donors. As seen in this chart, kidneys from living donors last an average of 26.6 years, while those from deceased donors only last an average of 14.7 years. In addition, living donations ensure that patients are able to receive a kidney that is compatible for them, and highly compatible kidneys tend to last even longer. Kidneys from living donations are less likely to be rejected, and the patient's survival rates and quality of life are said to be much higher. Living donations allow the donor and the recipient to schedule a convenient time, and this ensures that the recipient receives a kidney that will work immediately and match their blood type. The benefits from living kidney donations are evident, both for the recipient and even for the donor. The donors have reported feeling great emotional satisfaction after their procedures because they know that they saved the life of either a loved one or a stranger. The recipient is able to do activities that he or she wasn't able to do before receiving their kidney, and they're able to finally be removed from the lengthy waiting list. Living donations occur in several forms, and each form allows for a donor to save the life of somebody with kidney disease. Direct donation is a type of donation where the donors know to whom they are giving the kidney. If people know a family member or a friend or even a coworker who is suffering from kidney disease, they can directly make an impact by transplanting one of their kidneys to this person in need. To ensure that a direct donation goes well, the donor must be healthy, and his or her blood must be compatible with that of the recipient. A cross-match test is used to check the blood compatibility of the potential donor before the transplant occurs. If the two are incompatible, however, the donor is still able to help his or her friend or family member. This is accomplished through another form of donation known as a paired exchange. In this type, the donor gives one of his or her kidneys to another patient in exchange for a compatible kidney from that person's paired exchange donor. Here's an illustration of that process. Say a mother wishes to donate a kidney to her son, while a husband wishes to donate a kidney to his wife. However, the mother is unable to donate a kidney to her son because their blood types are incompatible, and the same is true for the husband to the wife. What will happen is the mother of the son will actually donate a kidney to the wife, and the husband will actually donate one to the son. This way, both the son and the wife are able to receive the kidneys that they need. Good Samaritan donation, or non-directed donation, is a type of kidney donation where a donor chooses to give a kidney to a stranger. This results in a chain reaction, so many people on the waiting list can now receive the kidney that they need. One donor can actually help anywhere from 2 to 30 patients receive transplants. Furthermore, this type of donation ensures that the transplants will be compatible, which will result in kidneys that will last longer.
So the last type of donation we kind of want to talk about is deceased donation, and it's kind of a more technical way of saying that you've decided to become an organ donor. So most of your friends, family members, people you know are probably donors, and you might even be one too. I know when I went to get my license at the license branch, they asked me if I wanted to be a donor, and here I am, a donor. So, yeah, to be eligible to become a donor, you must be in good health and at least 18 years of age. And then basically the donor's name, information, all that good stuff is put into a database and is stored. And it kind of sits there and waits until the event of a donor passing away. And then if the organs are viable, they will be recovered and delivered to those patiently awaiting a transplant. There's a super long transplant list, and they're put in different orders for different reasons, and then whoever's up next on the list will get that organ. Deceased donations only work if the organs have blood flow and oxygen flow until the time of recovery. So this basically means that deceased donations only work when someone has died from like a brain injury or some other type of massive trauma where they're almost brain dead, but their organs are still working. So yeah. And then one important thing to note is when you become an organ donor, you can't pick and choose really which organs you donate. You can't say like, I just want to donate my kidney. Basically all of your organs will be reallocated to those who need them, not just the kidney or the heart or whatever you choose.
So when discussing who's eligible to be a kidney donor, you are eligible to be a living donor if you're at least 18 years old, if you've had a full medical exam and you've been evaluated to be in both good physical and mental health condition, and you have normal kidney function. You're ineligible to be a living kidney donor if you have diabetes, because 30 to 40% of those with diabetes will develop some sort of kidney disease in their lifetime. And you're also ineligible to be a living donor if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, cancer, HIV, or hepatitis. As a deceased donor, you can only donate if you still have oxygen and blood flowing through your body to your organs. So deaths that are optimal for deceased organ donation are stroke, brain aneurysm, or other brain trauma that results in brain death. So quite possibly the easiest way to get involved and make a difference is registering as an organ donor at the DMV next time you renew your driver's license. If you're interested in becoming a living donor of a kidney to someone in need, the first thing you should do is educate yourself about the process, the surgery, risks, and recovery. It's important to think about how it will affect your life, your health, your relationships, your career, and financial wellness as well.
Some questions for discussion are, generally speaking, how do you feel about organ donations? Would you ever consider donating a kidney? And if so, what about a live donation? And another question is, if you were on a kidney transplant list, would you rather receive a kidney from a donor that is a deceased relative or a living donor that is a stranger?